Hi guys, it's Hope. Today I feel like I look like I just woke up. Woke up. Yep. I feel like I just woke up. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock, but it's a Saturday morning. So I just want to get up and film really quickly today because I'm not going to be home the rest of the day and I really just miss filming. So I just want to hop on here and film a video for you guys. So I'm going to do just kind of like an everyday fall makeup look. This isn't going to be anything too intense or crazy. I just kind of wanted it to be like something you could wear on an everyday basis, but also make it more fall themed. So it's going to be like a tutorial. Not really focus on the tutorial piece, but I'm definitely going to be showing you what I'm doing so you can kind of get an idea. It's not going to be anything too intricate anyway, so I don't even have an exact idea of what I'm going to do, but I just thought I would film today as I get ready. I'm kind of in that fall mood. I got my green sweater on. I'm not drinking coffee this morning, so that's a first. We'll see how long that lasts because that won't last very long. And I think we should just hop right in and get started. So I'm going to take my Essence Fresh Fit and Awake primer. This is the primer that I've been using for a while now. You guys know I'm like really squeezing it out. Ooh, that was going to be way too much. And then it's you squeeze too much. I don't love this squeezy thing. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but anyway, I have been using this a lot. I've actually been using my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base Pore Filling Primer too a lot lately. So in case you are curious, I have been using that on my nose, but I didn't bring that one home with me because I have that one at school. So I'm stuck with this, which is fine. I talked about how my skin has been peeling lately. I don't know what it is because I have used the combination of this with my moisturizer and now it all of a sudden started to do this, and it's not something new because I've been using this combination for a few months, but I've been using the moisturizer that I use for a few years and I've never had that issue. I have this e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation, which I used to love. It's in the shade Sand, so it's a little dark, so I'm going to mix a little bit of my Dream Urban Cover. This is the type of foundation that I would mix with other foundations. I never wear this on its own. It doesn't last very long on its own. It's way too light for me too, and I just never wear it on its own. I don't like it on its own, but I'm going to do about half and half of each, probably a little more e.l.f. and just kind of mix it on the back of my hand. This e.l.f. foundation is really thick, but I used to really like it. I don't know. I don't really want to do a whole lot. This needs to last like all day for me too because I'm going to the Minnesota Wild hockey game tonight, so I need it to last me through that. I'm just going to take my L'Oreal sponge, just to blend it out. We'll see if I still like this like I used to. I used to like love this, and I know this was before like a lot of really good drugstore foundations came out, but the thing with this is, because the drugstore is really amped up, you know, their quality and just with formulas and everything, obviously. I mean, back then it was just kind of like you could tell there was a difference between the price you were paying. And I feel like this was kind of like the first standout product that everybody was like, not everybody, but a lot of people were like, wow. It does look pretty good on my skin. I think part of it is the fact that I did kind of blend it with a lighter one, so it's obviously not just this one. I'm just going to blend it on my neck. It's a good medium coverage. So far it looks good. It's a little dark for me still, but that's okay. So, okay, for concealer, I have the Revlon Candid and the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. The Catrice is darker than the Revlon, so that's why I'm going to be using kind of both today to mix the shades. But the Revlon one I have in 005 Fair, and the Catrice I have in the shade Light Beige of these products. This Revlon one I've been talking about for a while. It's not my favorite from the drugstore by no means. It's a good coverage, and it's not one that you can like, you can build up and it looks nice on your skin still, you know. But it's very yellow tone too. I just love, I think the Catrice is my favorite drugstore concealer. I just really love it. It's always one that I have. If you look on, for years I've been using it too. If you look back at my videos, I always have this one on hand. And they just both just blend. They're not like super thick full coverage. They're both thinner. I would say the Catrice probably has more coverage than the Revlon. I just like that they're not super thick full coverage concealers, you know, like they look natural still. I'm going to use a liquid today. I'm going to pull out my Gerard BB plus Illumination, which is just a liquid highlighter pretty much. I have the shade Grace in this one, which is like a champagne. It looks very intense, but once you kind of blend it on your skin, this is just a very tricky product. It's kind of expensive. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I think the drugstore has better ones. I mean, it looks pretty, but it can definitely look like a streak, and I feel like even like a sponge doesn't really blend it very nicely. Like, you kind of got to just use your finger. So what do you guys think about the new Tati palette? I definitely want to buy it eventually. Right now, I shouldn't fork out money for that. I kind of want to save it. But it took all the restraint of the launch date was yesterday. And it took all self-control to not drop 50 bucks on it. And I know you can do the afterpay thing, but still, I'm like, I can't right now. Maybe around Christmas time or something. But oh my gosh, that's like the one palette you need in your life. I always say the Jaclyn Hill is, which I love the Jaclyn Hill palette, but man, that one's even more up my alley because it's got the glitters and all that. I'm just gonna use a brush. This is just too tricky to blend. It's pretty, but it's hard to kind of figure out. Now I'm just gonna take my Physicians Formula Healthy powder. I'm still using this. It looks like I'm gonna like hit pan on it, but I never have, so I think it's getting close. But I do like this, but I think it is kind of expensive for a drugstore powder. It's like $12 or $13 for a stupid powder. I don't know why. The foundation's really good. I think you should spend $12 or $13 on the foundation more than a powder. Which I know there's so many high-end powders, but I'm gonna pull out my e.l.f. Duo, which I haven't used in a while, in St. Lucia. I just love the cool tone of this bronzer. I really want to try their Aqua Insurance Cream ones from this line. I really like the tone of this bronzer. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just kind of perfect. You can use it as like a bronze contour and it looks really pretty. It's just an all over beautiful bronze contour. I don't like the super sculpted look, you guys know. And I'll just take my bronzer brush that has just like a bunch of, my big fluffy one that has just a bunch of bronzer on it as it is. I will use the blush, but it is very light. So a lot of times I use it as a blush topper, but it is so pretty. It has like a little shimmer sheen to it, so it does definitely like bring a little bit of light to the cheeks. I really like the tone of it, you know? I really want to buy this duo in a cream. I really should. You can really build it up too. I'm not a super big blush person, which I know that's kind of a shock because usually like a lot of people are, but I'm not. So I'll just kind of build it up and leave it at that. Which, see, that's enough for me. And it's like a subtle hint, but it's still like enough that I don't need anything too intense. I just feel like I look crazy when I have too much blush on. Could just be because I'm just horrified from the dance days when I had this super intense blush and eyeshadow, and oh my gosh, those days. Also, I am going to pull out my Flower Beauty highlighter because I haven't used this one in a while, the Shimmer and Strobe highlighting palette. I'm going to take a mixture of the gold and then a little bit of the champagne because the gold's a little too dark for me and the champagne's a little pink. And just kind of hit the high points. I don't need anything too much because I already have that highlighter on, but the highlighter on underneath the cream really makes this one stand out, you know? And then I like to just go over it with my sponge just to kind of blend. Take my powder brush and just kind of, woo. So lately on YouTube I've been loving to watch like the true crime videos. Danielle Hallen, she's my favorite. I don't know why, I just really like her. She started uploading Halloween Week last night, which means she's doing a video like every single day up until Halloween, which I love. But also Stephanie Harlow, I really like her too. She's definitely more of an opinion pusher than Danielle is more about the facts. Stephanie dives way deep into history about like the person and the person's parents almost, where Danielle just kind of gives more information on like the case. But Stephanie has been doing a bunch of uploads all month, which I've been loving too. I didn't really start on them until recently, but I've been loving those lately. I will link down below both of their channels because they definitely put so much work into them, and they also don't, a lot of their times their videos get demonetized because of YouTube's new rules. So definitely go subscribe, give them some support. Let me know what YouTubers you guys have been loving to watch recently. I'm always into the true crime, and I know I've talked about doing some true crime on my channel. I don't know if I ever will because it's a lot of work obviously, but I feel like I could. I think I just like to listen and learn more about other ones besides doing them myself, but maybe if you guys are interested, I definitely can. You guys, like, this is all of my lip products, and like I have my favorite ones at school. Let's do a little bit of Colourpop. They're, I don't know what lipsticks these are, but they're the super pretty ones. This one's in the shade Still Crazy. I'm just gonna put this on. Oh, it's so creamy. It's so creamy. And I didn't do a lip liner. Hold on. Also, I'm just gonna take a little bit of my e.l.f. I think this is called the something like a lip tint or lip. Everything's linked down below. This is in the shade Nude Kiss. A little bit brighter than like a fall lipstick. So I have my e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil that I left at home here, and I kind of want to use it. I actually have been into using my brow pencils a little bit more recently. I hate the spoolie on that though. That's way too thin. It doesn't really brush through. But you guys know I've been into using my, just like a powder, like an eyeshadow to fill in. But we're going to use this Ultra Precise Brow Pencil today and see how I feel about it again. Because I left this one at home. My lips just look really juicy. Starting to wake up now. Personality's kicking in a little bit. It's pretty creamy, but it also feels dry. I don't know. I'm just not the type of person to use pencils to fill in brows very often because they just feel so structured to me. And I kind of like the more natural looking brow, like with the powder almost. We're gonna leave it at that. You can always come back and touch it up. So I had two lipstick swatch, the Colourpop, and then there was a Marc Jacobs one. The Colourpop one is staining. I'm gonna pull in my Covergirl Lid Lock-Up Primer to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. And I think I'm gonna be taking my Makeup Revolution palettes, the Reloaded ones, because I kind of want to pull these into action a little bit more on my channel because I did purchase them. And I want to give them a little love. This is the Reloaded Hypnotic, and then this is the Reloaded Velvet Rose. This one's more cool tone, this is more warm tone, so I'm going to pull both of them in. I did grab my Jaclyn Hill palette too, but I think I'm going to stick to these for now. So I'm going to go in with the Reloaded Hypnotic palette first and take just like the matte cream shade and just kind of set this eyeshadow primer. This eyeshadow primer is very sticky. It's not one that's going to like cover up your veins and everything, but it's definitely going to add a grip and like hold on to the shadow. I have oily eyelids, so I do definitely need to use an eyeshadow primer, and that one always works great for me. I take the Hypnotic palette like I used before, and I'm gonna go in with this warm shade right here. I do want to make this a fall tone look just because I'm wearing like the green sweater and I just want to make it really pretty. I think these palettes are nice. Like I say time and time again, the mattes are a little bit tricky to blend. You can make them work for sure. They're not going to be your top quality, but you're also paying $7 for the palette, which I know that's bad to say because there's plenty of drugstore products and palettes that blend really well. It's very rare to find a palette with this many shades for $7. So that's why I kind of hype it up, and the shimmers are just so pretty, which I know shimmers aren't hard to do, but still they're just really pretty. So now I'm going to go into the Velvet Rose, and I'm going to take this shade right here, which is a little bit more warm tone, with the same brush. Very sloppy when it comes to my eyeshadow. I'm not very intricate. I'm just kind of... I guess I'll take the more warm tone shade here, because there's either that one or there's like this one. That one's more gray. That's what I gravitate towards. I do have this brush that's kind of stained, but we're just going to go with it. I'm going to take the more warm tone and just kind of pop it more on the outer. And just to kind of create some depth in the outer part of my eye. It's fun to play with eyeshadow because a lot of times I don't take the time to, and I just kind of get ready like an everyday person. I'm still trying to keep that like a little bit below my crease just because I'll zoom in for you guys, be a good YouTuber. I just want to keep it a little bit below. It's going to blend up, and I'm not too particular. Like if it gets a little messy, that's okay. But I do kind of want to keep it a little bit below the crease. Just go back in with the crease brush, adding nothing to it and just kind of blending. That's just what I'm going to stick with. I'm trying to decide like what I want to use. I'm attracted to the shimmers more in the Hypnotic one. I love this shade right here. That's this one. I was kind of swatching a little bit. I do have like a pretty gold. I'm just not one to go for more golds on my eye necessarily. I like the more pinky tone. There's also like this silver, which, ooh, the cool tone in me likes that. There is like a more chunky gold in this, the other palette, the Velvet Rose one. Right there, that's beautiful. Otherwise there's like pink, that's gorgeous. I'm going to start with this one in the middle, that shimmer in the middle there, and with my finger just, they're really creamy, pick it up and put it in like the center of my lid. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Every time I use this shade it blows me away. Okay, I'm bringing it all the way in. It looks so much lighter on the eyes too. A lot of times it looks like it's going to be like super dark. It looks so much lighter. My camera died, so that's why I didn't like zoom in all the way again. That's why I kind of cut back. I might pop a little bit of the light silver kind of in the inner just to like brighten, but not to really like try and change it. Look at that. I just barely tapped it on my eye and it just is like boom. I feel like I hardly even get any on my finger. That's gorgeous. I'm gonna go back into the gold just to kind of blend a little bit, but oh my god. That's kind of a trick. You could take a lighter shade like first and then put the gold on top, and it's just gonna make the gold look even like brighter, but not have it be as silvery. That's gorgeous. I didn't wet anything. That's my finger applying that. It's so foiled. I'm going back in with the brush that I was using on my outer and just not even add anything to it. Just kind of make sure that it's just a little bit blended. And just take my crease brush and just kind of blend. I might take a little bit of the shades I used in my crease just to kind of blend it out a little bit. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to take the cream shadow that I used in the beginning from the Hypnotic just to brighten the brow bone. Make sure everything is all blended, just even on the outer. Not have any harsh edges. A lot of people do inner corner highlights. I rub my eyes too much to do that. I'm so bad, I know. So I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to take my powder brush just to fluff. I don't see any fallout, but if there is anything, just to kind of even just help the outer edges here. And that is that. For my lower lash line, I'm not going to do anything too much. I'm just going to take kind of the shade that I used in the outer part of my eye, kind of blend it a little bit. I don't do super crazy lower lash line. Now I'm going to curl my lashes with my eyelash curler that fell. I don't know if this lip really matches this eye look. I mean, I suppose not really, but it's so comfortable. It doesn't even like feel like I have anything on my lips. I'm not gonna be wearing it all day, so I just need to put something on it to moisturize a little bit. I'm gonna take my Essence Lash Princess mascara, which I have been into again lately. This one just really does a great job of lengthening, separating. So my camera overheated, so I just finished up putting on mascara. And that was that. So the foundation actually looks pretty good. It's sinking in a little bit around my nose, but I get that a lot. It's not really creating smile lines. I have this like one mark on my cheek that's always been there. It must be like a scar from something. I think it looks really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I gotta go do my hair, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I hope this was helpful. This is a really easy fall look, and well, I just want to let you know that there is a little bit of shimmer sparkle fallout, but this eyeshadow, the shimmer that I put on my lid, has glitter in it, so it's falling out just a little bit. I didn't use a glitter glue or anything, but just so you know, that's common and it doesn't really bug me if I have shimmer on my lid. It doesn't bug me that much, but I think my skin looks pretty good too. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I would love to have you stick around, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.